It's been more than 1,500 years, and yet from the dust of ancient India, from the whispers of palm leaf manuscripts and forgotten temples, one name still glows brighter in the list of legendary Indian scholars: Aryabhatta. A mind so powerful that even centuries couldn't erase his glow. Most of us remember him as the man who discovered zero. But still very few people talk about his life and journey. Who was he really? The mind that saw the universe not with belief, but with brilliance. A man who decoded the cosmos long before the world was ready to understand him, still never got the credit he truly deserved. Therefore, today we will decode his real-life journey and the untold credits he never got. Stay with us till the end. Aryabhatta was born in 476 CE in the quiet village of Kusumapura, near the banks of the river Ganga, in the land we now call Bihar, India. Though the exact place of his birth still remains a mystery, many believe it was in the ancient Asmaka region of India. Born into a Brahmin family, Aryabhatta wasn't surrounded by luxury or fame. He was born with the gift of curiosity. As a child, while other children spent their days playing games, he would sit for hours by the riverbank, gazing at the stars, tracing their silent paths in the sand, and wondering not just where they moved, but why. That restless curiosity became the compass of his life. Years later, it guided him to Nalanda University, the greatest seat of learning the ancient world had ever known, a place of wisdom beyond measure. Thousands of scholars, endless scrolls, and an ocean of knowledge. And among them stood one young mind who dared to question the heavens themselves. In an age when the world believed the earth stood still, Aryabhatta dared to disagree. It's not the sky that moves, it's the earth. It spins on its own axis, causing day and night, which he said nearly 1,000 years before Galileo and Copernicus. And the great part is he proved it, not with fancy tools, but with pure logic. By observing how stars shifted through the night and how shadows changed through the day, he calculated Earth's full rotation as 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.1 seconds back then, which is very close to 24 hours. In a time when there was no telescope, no machinery, just brilliance and handmade instruments, people argued, mocked, even dismissed him. But Aryabhatta didn't fight with anger. He fought with reason. While others followed myths, Aryabhatta followed mathematics, and that's how he turned belief into science. That wasn't arrogance, that was clarity. At just age 23, Aryabhatta wrote his masterpiece, the Aryabhatiya, a poetic work in Sanskrit, composed in the Arya meter, a book of just 121 verses, divided into 4 profound sections, yet vast enough to hold the universe within it. Inside those verses, he unfolded truths that shattered the limits of his time, each decoding a different layer of the cosmos. Giticapada, the first 13 verses, which focus on units of time and astronomical parameters. Then comes the Ganitapada, the next 33 verses, which cover arithmetic, geometry, and algebra, including solutions for indeterminate equations. Next is the Kalakriyapada, which consists of 25 verses, which deals with time measurement and the calculation of planetary positions. And finally, Galapada, the final 50 verses, where he described the Earth as a sphere, explained its rotation, eclipses, and planetary visibility, truths that would take the rest of the world 1,000 years to rediscover. In just 121 verses, Aryabhatta merged poetry, philosophy, and physics, transforming ancient language into the language of the universe. And then came Aryabhatta's silent revolution, the zero, which he didn't treat as just a number or symbol we know today, but as a concept, a space, a pause that gave every number its meaning. In his book Aryabhatiya, he used the Sanskrit word ka, meaning emptiness, to represent it, the earliest trace of the symbol we now call zero. And centuries later, in 628 CE, another Indian scholar named Brahmagupta gave zero its full meaning in his book Brahmasphutasiddhanta, where he explained how to use it in math, how to add, subtract, and work with it, turning zero from just a symbol into a real number that changed the world. But the seed, the logic, the vision, it all began with Aryabhatta. He was the first to see meaning in nothingness, to understand that even emptiness could hold value. In a world ruled by whole numbers, he dared to imagine the unseen. Aryabhatta also calculated the value of pi, not by chance but through pure brilliance, which he too mentioned in his book, Aryabhatiya, where he adds 4 to 100 multiplied by 8, then adds 62,000. By this rule, the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 20,000 can be approached. When decoded, that verse gives us the value of pi as 3.1416, a number so precise it still echoes in science today, and is thought to have been aware that pi is an irrational number. Centuries before the world had precision instruments or calculus, Aryabhata's mind had already touched the infinite, measuring the circle of perfection with nothing but reason, rhythm, and the pulse of numbers. He measured the size of Earth, not by sailing its seas or mapping its lands, but by the rhythm of shadows and the dance of the sun. Aryabhatta estimated Earth's circumference to be 39,968 kilometers, a mere whisper away from the modern value of 40,075 kilometers, an error of less than 0.3%, and he did it 1,500 years ago without ever leaving the soil of India. He measured the angle of the sun's shadow at different locations and times, tracking how the Earth's rotation changed the shadow's length, and applying geometry and proportion to calculate the planet's curve. His equations were simple yet celestial. Circumference equals 2 pi times radius, but his understanding of pi, distance, and degrees of latitude gave him the power to estimate the full roundness of our Earth long before the first globe was drawn by humans. Contrary to popular belief of the ancient times that celestial bodies produce their own light, Aryabhatta also stated that the moon and planets shine due to light reflected from the sun. Aryabhatta even measured the length of a year, the exact time the Earth takes to orbit the sun. He calculated it as 365 days, 6 hours, 12 minutes, and 30 seconds. And you know what's mind-blowing? He missed the modern value by barely 3 minutes, which is 365 days, 6 hours, 9 minutes, and 10 seconds. Same as before without any telescope or machine, just pure observation, logic, and mathematics. And his genius didn't stop there. Aryabhatta crafted the earliest form of trigonometry. In the Aryabhatiya, he introduced jar and koja, the early forms of sine and cosine, which produced the first known table of sines, using them to track planetary motion and eclipses with a precision centuries ahead of his time. He built trigonometric tables every 3.75 degrees, laying the foundation of modern astronomy and navigation. He also introduced a brilliant method called the kutaka, meaning the pulverizer, a way to break down complex problems into smaller parts and find whole number solutions to tricky equations like x plus by equals c. It was one of the earliest steps in what we now call number theory, a foundation that helps computers, encryption systems, and even modern algorithms solve mathematical puzzles today. And by 8th century CE, Aryabhatta's work and discoveries started to spread across continents, through traders, travelers, and scholars who carried his manuscripts westward. His equations also influenced Persian and Arabic mathematicians back then. But still, while the world celebrates scientists from distant lands, even in India, very few truly realize that centuries before them, our own scholar had already uncovered the same truths. Without telescopes, without technology, armed only with ink, intellect, and infinite curiosity, he didn't have modern labs. He had shadows, stars, and sheer determination. He didn't wait for discovery. He became discovery itself. Yet today we praise others for what he discovered ages ago. But his wisdom still flows in every orbit, every equation, every zero that powers our digital world. He wasn't just a great mathematician or astronomer. He was a mirror of genius, a mind centuries ahead of its time, a reminder that true brilliance doesn't wait for recognition, it defines it. So next time Aryabhata's name comes up in a discussion, don't just stop at zero, but keep in mind that he was a whole universe of discoveries ahead of his time, far bigger than the two-line summary your modern textbooks and surroundings ever gave him. That's the reality. Thanks for watching till the end, and drop your pick for the next mystery or legend we should decode. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button.